If you're fascinated by Egyptian mythology, names like Osiris, Anubis, and Ra are most likely very familiar to you. However, if you're a gamer or anime enthusiast, you're likely familiar with the other 3 Egyptian gods featured in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. But did you know that these 3 legendary Egyptian gods are rooted in actual Egyptian mythology? Today, I'll delve into the cards and their mythological counterparts, exploring their similarities and differences. Osiris and Slifer the Sky Dragon. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Osiris is one of the most important gods in the Egyptian pantheon. He is a prominent deity associated with death, resurrection, and the afterlife. Osiris is typically depicted as a mummified figure with green or black skin, wearing the Atef crown adorned with ostrich feathers. He often holds the crook and flail, symbols of kingship and authority. Osiris embodies the concept of regeneration and renewal, representing the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, Slifer the Sky Dragon, also known as the Sky Dragon of Osiris, bears little resemblance to the traditional depiction of Osiris. While both entities are associated with divine power and authority, their physical appearance and attributes differ significantly. In the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, Slifer's attack and defense points are determined by the number of cards in the controller's hand. This mechanic reflects the importance of knowledge, wisdom, and judgment in Egyptian mythology, which are attributes associated with Osiris. In ancient Egyptian beliefs, Osiris was revered as a wise and just ruler who possessed divine knowledge and judgment, especially in his role as the god of the afterlife. The special abilities of Slifer, such as destroying opponents' monsters and reducing their attack points to 0, parallel Osiris's role in Egyptian mythology as the god of death and resurrection. Osiris was responsible for judging the souls of the deceased and determining their fate in the afterlife. Similarly, Slifer's ability to control and manipulate the field reflects Osiris's authority over life and death, symbolizing the power to grant or deny passage to the underworld. In Egyptian mythology, Osiris was often depicted as a powerful and divine figure, revered for his ability to transcend mortal limitations. Similarly, although this effect only applies in the anime, by being immune to targeting effects, Slifer embodies the idea of divine protection, making it impervious to the attempts of spells, traps, or monsters to directly affect or target it. This aspect of the card's effect mirrors the mythological belief in Osiris's divine nature and his ability to withstand threats and challenges. Osiris is considered a natural-born deity, born to the gods Geb and Nut. His birth and divine status are intrinsic to his role as a central figure in Egyptian religious beliefs. In contrast, the origin of Slifer the Sky Dragon in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe is shrouded in mystery, with its creation attributed to ancient magic or divine intervention. Interesting fact about Osiris is that his mythological significance extends beyond Egypt, influencing various cultures and religions throughout history. The worship of Osiris spread to other regions, including Greece and Rome, where he was associated with the god Dionysus and the Roman deity Bacchus. Osiris's story of death and resurrection also bears similarities to other religious narratives, such as the resurrection of Jesus in Christianity. Ra and the winged dragon of Ra. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Ra, also spelled as Re, was the powerful sun god and a central figure in their pantheon. Ra was revered as the creator of all living beings and ruler of the heavens. He symbolized the sun's life-giving power, light, and the cycle of day and night. Ra is typically depicted as a humanoid figure with the head of a falcon, representing his association with the sky and the sun. He is often depicted wearing the solar disk with a cobra encircling it, symbolizing his dominion over the sun's rays. Ra's appearance exudes majesty and divine authority, reflecting his status as the king of the gods. In the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, the winged dragon of Ra, also known simply as Ra, bears some similarities to the traditional depiction of the Egyptian god Ra. Both entities are associated with the sun and possess divine attributes. However, the card's design differs significantly, portraying a dragon-like creature with wings, unlike the humanoid falcon-headed depiction of Ra in mythology. Ra was revered as a supreme deity in ancient Egyptian mythology, symbolizing the sun's life-giving power and divine authority. Similarly, the effect of the winged dragon of Ra reflects the sense of invincibility and authority by ensuring that its normal summon cannot be negated and preventing other cards and effects from being activated upon its summoning. This aspect of the card's effect mirrors the mythological belief in Ra's unassailable status as the king of the gods. Ra's association with the sun and life-giving power is echoed in the card's effect, where the player can pay life points, LP, to enhance the card's attack and defense. This mechanic symbolizes the connection between Ra's divine essence and the life force that sustains all living beings. Additionally, the ability to pay LP to destroy a monster on the field reflects Ra's role as a powerful deity capable of vanquishing enemies and maintaining cosmic balance. The act of paying LP to empower the winged dragon of Ra parallels the concept of sacrifice and renewal associated with Ra in Egyptian mythology. Ra's journey across the sky each day symbolizes the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Similarly, the player's sacrifice of LP to strengthen the card reflects the theme of sacrifice for greater power and the promise of renewal and regeneration. In Egyptian mythology, Ra is considered a natural-born deity associated with the sun and the primordial waters of creation. He emerged from the cosmic waters of Nun at the dawn of creation, bringing light and order to the world. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, the winged dragon of Ra is depicted as a divine creature, although its exact origins and how it came to life may differ in the context of the card game's storyline. Interesting fact: in Egyptian mythology, Ra served as the supreme deity, symbolizing the sun's life-giving power and the cycle of life. He was revered as the creator of the universe and the ruler of the heavens. Ra's role in mythology symbolizes the eternal struggle between light and darkness, life and death, and the promise of renewal and regeneration. The Obelisk and Obelisk the Tormentor. In ancient Egyptian mythology, obelisks were monumental structures associated with the sun god Ra and were often erected in front of temples. They symbolized the sun's rays and served as a connection between the earthly and divine realms. Obelisk the Tormentor, or Giant God Soldier of Obelisk in Japanese, is a legendary being within the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. It is depicted as a massive, humanoid figure with a towering stature and a formidable presence. Obelisk embodies strength, power, and divine authority, evoking the grandeur and symbolism of the ancient Egyptian obelisks. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, Obelisk the Tormentor is portrayed as a powerful monster with divine attributes and immense strength. While it draws inspiration from the symbolism of obelisks in ancient Egypt, its depiction as a towering humanoid figure differs from the traditional representation of obelisks as stone pillars. Obelisks in ancient Egypt were often associated with the sun god Ra and served as symbols of divine authority and protection. Similarly, the effect of Obelisk the Tormentor reflects the sense of invincibility and divine protection by preventing cards and effects from being activated upon its normal summon and making it immune to targeting by card effects. This aspect of the card's effect mirrors the mythological belief in the protective and authoritative nature of obelisks associated with the gods. The ability of Obelisk the Tormentor to destroy all monsters your opponent controls by tributing 2 monsters reflects the theme of sacrifice and destruction associated with obelisks in Egyptian mythology. Obelisks were often erected as symbols of power and authority, with the destruction of enemies being a symbolic act of asserting dominance. Similarly, the card's effect symbolizes the power of sacrifice to achieve victory and maintain control over the battlefield. The requirement for Obelisk the Tormentor to be sent to the graveyard during the end phase if it was special summoned parallels the cyclical nature of life and death symbolized by obelisks in ancient Egypt. Just as the sun rises and sets each day, obelisks represented the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Similarly, the card's effect reflects the idea of renewal and regeneration, with Obelisk returning to the graveyard at the end of each turn, ready to be summoned again. An interesting fact about obelisks in ancient Egypt is that they were often inscribed with hieroglyphs and symbols, including prayers and dedications to the gods. These inscriptions served as protective charms and expressions of devotion to the gods, reinforcing the connection between the obelisks and the divine realm. Slifer the Sky Dragon and the Winged Dragon of Ra might be looked like dragons because they are considered the kings of the sky and land. Did you know that many legendary dragons share similarities with both of them? If you're interested in learning more about these dragons, click the video on the left. If you want to explore other mythical creatures, click the one on the right. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future uploads.